Hello everybody, this is Allshouse Gaming and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play the Banner Saga 3. In the previous episode, we made our way to Ridgehorn. And of course we got a lot of enemies to deal with, but hopefully it won't be too difficult. All I can do with Mogan is break. Kinda wishing I still had Evened around to help out, but of course that's not an option. I could go for the 9 damage on him, but that bear is... Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go for him. Just because he's a bigger threat to, like, apostate and whatnot. Alright, now I'm gonna take these two out, or at least attempt to. Alright, she's down. Jeez, they just keep coming. We're not done yet. Yeah, we know. Alright, I'm gonna get Krumer over here so we can start blasting these two. Stop saying that, I know! Okay. You know what? Let's go for some umbrage. Nope. Come on, Axe Storm. Damn it. I just finish this one off before it can become a serious threat. Nope, this isn't one of those. You actually have to take out one specific enemy to get this working. Oh. Okay, so it makes them attack one another. Look out. Wait for enemy movement within sling range and throw. Okay, who am I controlling right now? Mogan, who's kind of become useless at this point. Ah, shoot, I forgot about... No, wait, I'm doing umbrage. good. Ah, damn shame. Good, at least that one's down. Alright, go for the Tempest. Good. All that remains is this damn bear. Yeah. Okay. If this is what Bolvark can bring to bear, you can only imagine how much worse it would have been if he were here. Juno weaves between the bodies of the fallen Dredge and catches your eye before she heads up the steps of Ridgehorn Tower. In your head, you hear her thin voice. When you are ready, join me. She must have given Bolvark the real runaround, says Spar. He keeps glancing at the bridge as if expecting to summon the Berserker by name alone. I think I'd better make sure Avon's almost done. How about I whistle when it's time to go? Alfred offers to ferry you anywhere you need to go. Alright. Shortcut. Arrive safely at Ridgehorn. Spar sits on the rubble of a ruin, watching Avon move vast slabs. He fidgets with an ornate mead horn. Good time as any to give you this, Varl. I noticed you've got no drinking horn, and that's no way to live. I don't care to drink from a Yox horn, old man. Nay, does this look like a sodding Yox horn? It's carved from the tusk of a gold boar, shines even in full black. Okay, so I've never seen a real gold boar, but I did steal it a long time ago from a very rich man, and he seemed pretty convinced. Volka stabbed me with her eyes when I told her I was giving it to you. What made you think of this now? Oh, I don't know. Been down a lot of roads. Got a feeling that I might not see the end of this one. And I don't want to imagine Deitch using it for some disgusting thing after I'm dead. Why give it to me? Tradition, Varl. These young folk don't know respect. They don't remember a time when there was when it was right to honor a guest. I don't care what any of them say. You're doing a fine job. Look here. That's history carved there, before banners and tapestries. See the little armies? The tusk does seem to shimmer on its own. Carved figures almost look like they move as you roll it in your hands. I can't keep this. Take it. It's not getting me laid anymore. Not like this Langspiel anyway. He smiles, pleased with himself. You don't seem too upset about facing death. Upset about dying? Varl, I'm more upset about living. Do you know what it's like taking a piss 3 times a night but only waking up twice? No. Death sounds fine. It sounds fine. But I'll tell you what. I'll miss my life. Secret for us poor bastards with short lifespans? It's love. Sounds like a bunch of rot, I know. But if you don't love life, it'll make you miserable. Learned that from a lady friend. He smiles, pleased with himself. Where did you learn to play? What do you mean? Who taught me? Nay, nobody taught me. It was a festival, biggest of the year. By all rights, too young to hold my drink, sipping from every unwatched cup I could find. There's a spat happening, one guy built like a bear, howling at another man over his girl, or... I don't remember. Doesn't matter. This other poor bastard, he's a mouse. You ever see one of those guys? Thin beard, wide eyes, ready to run. Brute comes at him with with a knife pulled right out of his dinner, and the mouse is soiling himself, climbing over tables to get away. Everyone's loving it, even the musicians stop to watch. I'm off my head drunk and I'm thinking, by the gods, this needs a good song. So I grab the instrument and go wild, sawing and screaming. The thing just sings in my hand. At least, in my head it's a masterpiece. It must have sounded like a boiled cat. The mountain of a man, he slowly looks over at me with the most complete confusion I've ever seen. And I just remember. The next moment, there's a knife in his neck. The mouse got him. Even drunk as I was, I knew it was because of me. I've been playing ever since. Frankly, it's a damn tragedy, wasting my talents on these ungrateful monsters. He smiles, pleased with himself. I'd better go check on Juno. Ah, you better. If those two don't find this passage soon, Bulwark'll feign us right in our puckered arses. Yeah, thanks for the horn. I'll make sure nobody does anything disgusting with it. And enjoy it too. It's not a bloody decoration. It's a gift from the god-blessed ravens. Gold boar tusk. Allegedly. Gift from the ravens. This drinking horn shimmers even in complete darkness. -1 to move, 80% maximum hit chance, 1 strength damage resist, +3 strength attack, and +3 break. I honestly don't think any of us are going to make it to rank 13. Not as it is. Let's give Avon a promotion. A little more willpower to work with. But I think I'm going to hold on to the rest. Alright, nothing else to it. Let's head up the tower. I thought you'd be helping Avon. I had to check on something. Look to the horizon. The serpent writhes in the distance. It knows we're here, but won't approach, hopefully. All options lead to the same result. What does it want? I believe it is simply waiting for an opportunity. For now, it is just trying to discover what we will do next. I know the feeling. These horn towers are portals the menders built long ago. They allow us to enter the inner earth, the Dredge home. I knew the Dredge came from below, but inner earth? Like caverns? No, not at all. Imagine another world with sun and sky like our own, but within our own. This will be a dangerous path, but the quickest route to the place where Avon will undo all of this. Juno sees the skepticism on your face without looking. I also came here to speak with you privately. I know Avon may seem unusual or unapproachable, but he is a good person. Usually, if you have to tell someone you're not bad. You're right. I have been careful to protect everyone, but in doing so, only create more doubt. The fact is, I saved him, and he saved me. He is kind and devoted. There is a smile on her face, and you realize that it may be the first you've seen. I don't know how to talk about it without sounding like an infatuated girl. I truly love him. I know it won't excuse things to say the Valka lead different lives, hard in their own way. But don't we all deserve to be loved by those who would do anything for us? Again, all options lead to the same result. We do. That means a lot to me, and Avon too. When you asked to come with us, I was uncertain. I didn't want to take you away from your loved ones. But I'm glad to have you here. I consider you a friend. One of the few Avon and I have left. I will do what needs to be done to fix all this, no matter the cost. And I've decided that no matter what happens, I will not influence you again. I promise you that. Trust is important. A whistle reaches you on the wind. You leave the churning coils of the serpent on the horizon and return to where others have already entered the tower. You join the others, already waiting in an enormous chamber beneath the tower. So what do you expect to happen next? Spar sputters. Avon steps to the edge. We jump. Heavy footsteps echo off high walls, and a dreadful outline stands in the doorway. Well done, witch, says Bulwark. Made a fool of me again. Even from here you can tell he's shaking with rage. Avon screams for everyone to jump, but there is only hesitation. Volka turns and walks to Bulwark. The caravan watches Volka with rapt anticipation. I doubt we'll get another chance to talk, Bulwark, so I had to know. Is there anything left of you in there? I never have left, Volka. You left. We thought it was what you wanted. I thought I was following orders. What's done is done. Yeah, that does sound like you. You get as close as you dare. The two barely acknowledge your presence. All options are the same result. It's not Bulwark anymore. He's right. I'm more than I used to be. I've seen things you won't understand. What if the Volca can undo this, Bulwark? What if they really can? It doesn't have to end like this, you stubborn dolt. They lied to you, Volca. They're still lying. Bulwark points his axe at the Volca, and static flickers across Avon's shaking hands. Those two took our reputations. They took our freedom. They took my life. They did all of this. Even if they can save the world, I won't allow it. Are you kidding me? Life's not fair? Is that your argument? Even when I was 8 years old, I never gave you such sniveling drivel. Don't destroy everything we made to save your pride. The Ravens need you. So do I. You feel the slightest shift in Bulwark's demeanor, but in a blink it's gone. Jump down the rabbit hole, Volca. I won't stop coming until every one of you is dead. That's all you've got from me? Me? Volca snatches Bulwark's axe from her belt, the one he threw near Strand, and pushes it into his hand. If this is just revenge, why wait? If we trust Volca's intuition, she dies. Pull Volca away before something goes wrong. Jump, Volca! Worse for wear. Keep Volca from losing her head over Bulwark. Things are suddenly moving too quickly to react. You heave Volca aside as Bulwark cleaves through one of your horns and buries his axe in the side of your face. Hot blood spurts force. Your sight darkens and the room spins, but somehow Volca manages to drag you to the pit. Lightning arcs from Avon's staff, scorching the ground around you in wild patterns, catching Bulwark's fur cloak on fire. Ravens reluctantly leap into the pit and you follow, tumbling down into the darkness as the light from the hole above recedes. A roar rings in your ears like a bellow of thunder, or like the bellow of a thunder. Bulwark leans over the edge, his face wreathed in flames and from the smoldering cloak. It's the last thing you see before everything goes black. Chapter 20. We live as we will leave. Now then, there is something we need to know. Moving forward, the game is going to be somewhat different in how chapters are handled. From chapter 20 onwards, we are going to start earning points for a flag named Doomsday Timer. The value of this timer is in days and represents how long Horseborne can hold while Ivor travels in chapter 21. When the timer runs out, the game would return to Horseborne, where the caravan must go through additional events and battles in order to buy more time. Ivor will then be able to travel using those additional days. We can return a total of 5 times to Horseborne, with unique content each time. In theory, getting more days is better, but each return to Horseborne contains story and events that we could miss entirely. If we always make the quote-unquote best choice, we may end up returning to Horseborne only once, or not even at all if we have an overpowered clan, missing out large chunks of story. For that reason, in the guide I am using, the best choices in bold are sometimes the one that will help us see more or most of the Horseborne content, Even if we do this, sometimes it still won't be enough, and you may need to waste time resting on Ivor in order to return to Arboring more times. If you want to minimize your number of returns to Arboring for achievement purposes, simply choose the option that increases your timer the most and uses up your timer the least as Ivor. Choices are in italics. So, I do want to see as much story as I can. So that's what we're going to do. Sometimes you awaken more tired than when you fall asleep. This is one of those times. Aleo was silently sitting bedside. Aleo, were you watching me sleep? What? No. Yes, I mean, Oddleaf sent me to get you. Wasn't sure whether to shake you awake or let you. What's happening? Nothing good. Even without Rugga, his followers are stirring up new trouble out by the gates. Oddleaf is trying to talk some sense to them now. See, all options lead to the same result. If Rugga is alive, option 2 gets extra dialogue. Oddleaf's there by herself? She wanted to let you rest, but by the time I left, things were starting to become heated. I hate to say it, but we should bring as many clansmen as we can find. It could be a grave mistake to leave them behind. You don't think they'll be safer here? I don't think we'll be safe without them. Alright, nothing else to it. Let's check out the market, see what they've got. No supplies available, and we've only got 8 days worth. Boy. Alright. Let's see, do I have any heroes close to being able to get a heroic title? No, not really. Hey, where's Hakon? Oh, that's not a good sign. Alright, to the gate. You squint in the sunlight outside the cool shade of your tent, and the smell reminds you of the small farmhouse you once lived near in Skoger. The field is full of Horseborne, a lot more than there were before. Ubin stands in their midst, the shepherd of a confused flock. He's chatting with Gunnulf, catching up on lost time. Ubin spots you and waves, beckoning you to join them. These Horseborne lost a lot of leaders all at once, he tells you about the new arrivals. They haven't found a lot of sympathy here in Arborang, despite helping defeat Ruin. Hate to crowd your camp, but what would you think about taking them under your wing? See, we've had enough trouble with Horseborne already, adds 0.1 today. I don't know, let's talk about this another time, same thing. Are you sure they want that? Gets you progress. We won't know until we ask, Ubin replies. In times like these, I believe it's better to have too many friends than too few. Approach the Horseborne and offer them protection under your banner, gets you 23 fighters and adds 0.2 to today. Maybe we could do this another time, gets 0.1. Have a Horseborne ally speak to them on your behalf, gets progress. Several of the Horseborne who have traveled in your caravan are nearby. Considering Canary's troubled past, do you think it would be best to leave her out of this? Let's see, ask Deirdre, veteran fighter, to speak on your behalf, gets 0.1 today. Ask Roek if he is alive. Tribe leader to speak on your behalf gets 34 fighters and plus 0.2 today. Ask Scathach, skilled traders, to speak on your behalf gets you 57 fighters and 0.2 today. You remember that Scathach was a trader before you met and has experience speaking to strangers. Ubin translates your request. Scathach addresses the crowd with a trained voice and grabs the full attention of the tribes with a spirited conversation. Many join, he tells you. What kind of trouble got stirred up that we need the whole clan? Kind that turns into an angry mob. My least favorite kind of mob. Through still gaping holes in the splintered walls, you glimpse the Dredge indolently lurking. Bleary-eyed workers do their best to fill the cracks. The foreman spies you at the head of the caravan. Got any fighters with strong arms? Gods knows we could use them, and they'll be well fed. Now let's see. If you have more than 10 fighters, give them a token number of volunteers to help patch the walls and stand guard. If you have more than or equal to 30 fighters, give them enough fighters to get the job done quick. A few dozen at least. Well, the first option gets you -5 fighters plus 5 morale. The greater than 30 gets you, or costs you 20 fighters, gets you 10 morale and +2 to timer. Ignore them, you lose 20 fighters, gain +10 morale, and +2 to timer. Make apologies and decline gets you nothing. You've got places to be and no time for debate. The foreman understands up to a point. Walls don't be fixing themselves, you know. See how you'll be needing them again soon. What sort of trouble are they going to be stirring up? And also, where's Hakon gone? So many survivors occupy the dirt along the common paths that they begin to blend together. A young girl conquers her shyness and comes begging for food at your feet. Others are inspired to do the same. Compared to these people, you have a considerable amount of supplies. The real question is how much you're willing to spare for those who aren't in your clan, who will keep coming in the future. Consider what to tell the growing crowd of open hands. See, greater than 10 supplies, share your own personal supply and allow the clansmen to do as they please. Gets you -5 supplies. Greater than 50, leave a sizable bundle of food with the survivors. You lose 25 supplies. Ignore them gets you nothing, and promise to do what you can when you have time loses you morale. Best option here is to ignore them. We can't afford to give up our supplies. We got, what, 7 days worth of food? By this point, you know you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Best not to think about it. The rest of the caravan silently agrees. Oh boy, just a slow march along trying to do what we can. Dredge killer! Shouts a woman as you approach. Contrary to what sounds at first like an angry mob, the opposite occurs. Thankful survivors crowd around asking questions you can't answer. What if Dredge attack again? What about the darkness? What do we do now? Let's see. I know as much as any of you gets you 11 clansmen. Things are bad, but we'll survive one day at a time gets you 57 clansmen. Leave me alone, I'm no champion, costs you 5 morale. Hold out hope, I personally know the Volca are well on their way to fixing this. Gets you 112 peasants, clansmen. Many of these survivors have no banner left to claim, but cheer their fealty to you and follow toward the gates. After your rousing speech, you don't dare send them away. Oh boy. At least they seem to be making some progress on the walls. And what little there is. Nice when we don't have to be responsible for absolutely everything. After dealing with that Sunder. They finally pitched in once they realized you're not going anywhere. Okay, then. Well, with that, we are actually out of time for this episode.
I had that feeling again. The one where I want to look to my father for guidance, but he isn't there. Despite everything else going on, it's still mankind that worries me the most.
Well, unfortunately, we are actually out of time for this episode, so we're going to have to end things off there for today. If you guys like what you see, please leave a like, subscribe for future content, don't forget to hit that bell icon to get notifications for when I upload, or to hit the straw poll link to vote for our next Let's Play. And please, leave a comment down below this video, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching.